It's your dream overseas vacation or the chance of a lifetime for a high school or college student to study abroad. Earlier this year, University of Minnesota student Zachary Newell suffered a severe fall in Mexico. He thought his Blue Cross Blue Shield policy covered medical care abroad. It didn't. His family spent $100,000 on hospital bills and on an air ambulance to bring him home. Now, Sheryl Hill's 16-year-old son Tyler died in 2007 on a group trip to Japan after becoming ill. Hill has founded the nonprofit Depart Smart to help travelers understand what they need to know before they or their loved ones travel overseas. And Sheryl Hill joins us right now. Sheryl, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for sharing the dream.
All right, well, you have gotten just really overwhelmed with questions in the past few months, not only because of Zach Newell, but of this horrifying story of the Smart family from Iowa who died of asphyxiation, apparently, from inhaling propane gas. What should people know before they go on a trip, and what does your website offer?
I think that the most important thing to understand is that there is no consumer travel safety protections whatsoever. None of us get any warnings before we buy or fly. And traveling abroad is an exciting enticement. We all have vacation brains, but we need to stop, think, and have a safety plan so that we know how to vet out our destinations, avoid harm, get help in home. And our Travel Heroes Safety Training Program helps you build the skills to identify and avoid risks with an emergency safety plan so that you can get help in home. And travel insurance is one module of a 6-module 1-hour course that gives you super skills to travel the world.
And Sheryl has this course on her website. It is $50. You also have a quiz that is free on your website. Yes. And we have a link on our website to your website. Let's take scenario one. A high school student or a college student has the chance of a lifetime to study overseas, and more kids are doing this. What are some of the steps families should take?
I think that the most important thing is that you have to really vet out your program. Because there aren't any laws, no program has to report to you how many illnesses, injuries, or deaths they've had on prior trips. Every student going abroad needs to be protected with a safety net of travel insurance, medical evacuation. That cost should be about 5 to 10% of your trip. And parents need a power of attorney because of FERPA and HIPAA laws. They need to have a passport good for beyond 6 months of their return date, or you can't pass the validity rule or get to them.
Oh, so in other words, if they need to go over in the case of an emergency.
Right. In my case, my passport was good for 4 months, and I was almost denied access to Japan. I used Congressman Ramstad at the time to advocate for us, but you need a passport that passes the validity rule. All these things are covered in the Travel Safety Savvy quiz. By the way, fewer than 5,000 people scored more than 5 right on that quiz.
All right. Yeah. And you know, one of the things in Tyler's case that I think a lot of people don't think of is one of the issues is that neither he or anyone in the group knew the Japanese equivalent of the emergency number.
Yes.
It's not 911 in every country.
No, it's 119 in Japan. And knowing the emergency number is not enough. And sometimes you have a different number for fire, police, and ambulance, and you need to know whether or not you will be arrested for reporting. You need to be able to ask for help and identify your location in the local language.
All right. Let's talk about scenario 2. Family has a dream vacation and they decide to rent an Airbnb in a foreign country. We recently saw the tragedy of the Sharp family from Iowa passing away. That apparently has been cited with a rusty hinge and seal that is very common in the Caribbean and that allowed for the leak to occur. What do you do when you as a family go traveling overseas and are renting someplace? You bring things with you.
I do. I bring a lot of things with me. One of the first things that I bring is a safety lock. This is an add-a-lock. You can also use just a door jamb. It fits into the side of the door, and then it locks together so that nobody with a key or a passcode can get inside my door. I've rented hotel rooms where the little bar that you flip across doesn't work.
What is this you also bring? Because I would not have ever in a million years have thought of that.
This is a life straw. One of the things we can't live without is safe water. And this little filter can really filter 250 or more gallons of water. I've never had to use it. I never want to have to use it, but I always have it with me just so I can have access to clean water.
And you also bring, I know, a portable carbon monoxide detector as well. And all of this information is on your website. You're getting so many calls. You're actually having a seminar later this week to talk to people about specifically Mexico.
I've been asked to do a person instructor-led program, travel safety planning for Mexico in person at our offices at Office Center. That's a $200 per person fee to create safety skills and build a plan for Mexico to the destination in Mexico that you're traveling to.
And again, there is information, free information on your website. Yes, you do have in-person training that does cost money, but there is free information. We have a link on our website about what your mission is to get people to think about these things they don't want to think about.
Esme, I want you to travel like a hero at
All right, I don't travel that much these days. But anyway, thank you so much, Sheryl. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Esme.